A very good morning, students. Today I am going to continue with the same chapter, that is, chapter 6, Animal Classification of Science 2, Standard 10th. Let us recall what we have studied in previous lectures. In previous lecture, we have studied about the phylum Echinodermata, phylum Hemichordata, phylum Chordata, etc. Phylum Chordata is further divided into three subphylum. So today we will start with the subphylum Urochordata. Here three subphylum are there: Urochordata, subphylum Cephalochordata, subphylum Vertebrata. So I am going to start with subphylum Urochordata. Further, this subphylum Vertebrata is divided into six classes as class Cyclostomata, Pisces, Amphibia, Reptilia, Apes, Mammalia, etc. Here in this lecture 2, I am going to cancel the contents which are omitted due to COVID-19 problem. So you have to note down. Let us watch the video first regarding animals or organism related to the Urochordata and Cephalochordata. See the video, children, so that you can understand properly the organisms which are present in the Urochordata and subphylum Cephalochordata. So it will be easy for you to learn. Afterwards, I will start with the explanation part. Hope you will enjoy this video, children. See, very clearly you can see the atrial aperture in the Herdmania. This is called the atrial aperture. This is Cephalochordata. You can see the different parts. Now we are starting with the explanation part, children. Let us see here. First we will start with the subphylum Urochordata. These are marine animal that mean living in the seawater. And what is the meaning of Urochordata? Uro mean tail region, chordata mean notochord. So when the notochord is present in the tail region, we call it as Urochordata. Second characteristic is that their skin is covered by their body is covered by skin-like taste or the tunic, that is covering. Third point is that in larval stage, these animals are free swimming, as well as the notochord is present in the tail region. That is why these animals are, or these organisms are called as the urochordates. So this is very important point you have to learn, that larvae of these animals are freely swimming. Notochord is present only in tail region, hence they are called as urochordate. Now, what is the next point? Larvae metamorphose, that means changes into adults. After that, they settle down at the bottom of the sea. The next point is, generally these animals are hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite means both sexes male and female are present in the same organism. This is the fifth characteristic. What is the example? Herdmonia, Doliolum, Icopleura. These all are the example. Let us see the diagram for them. This is Doliolum, children. This diagram is the Doliolum. Now the second one is the Herdmonia. In Herdmonia you can see, children, here tunic is there, body is there. Now here two apertures are there. What are these two apertures? Atrial aperture and branchial aperture. Downwards you can see here the foot is there in the Herdmonia. So this is all about the subphylum Urochordata. Now this is all about the animals in subphylum Urochordata. Let us start with the subphylum Cephalochordata. First, these are small fish-like marine animals. Second, the notochord is present throughout the body length. It is nearly 8 centimeter all over it is. Notochord, this pharynx is very large and notochord is present all over the body length. The pharynx is very large and it contains the gill slits. Gill slits mean the side of the pharynx slit like structure are there that are called as the gill slits. So that you have to learn. This is third point. Now these animals are unisexual. Unisexual mean one reproductive organ, either male or female, that is present in one organism. Example is Amphioxus. So this is all about the animal in cephalochordate. Here is the diagram. You can see here, children. Here you can see pharyngeal gill slits are there. These are the pharyngeal gill slits you can see. Then here intestine is there, liver is there, anus is there. From there the fecal matter is coming out. Then gonads are there. These are the gonads present here. Here you can see this part. Now here you can see segmental muscles are there. Then notochord you can see from here till here. This full notochord is present. This is the nerve cord. So this is all about the structure of the animals in subphylum Cephalochordata. You can see here, children. These are animals in Cephalochordata. Now let us see the next phylum is subphylum Vertebrata or Craniata. This is subphylum Vertebrata or Craniata. So what is the meaning of vertebrata? When the vertebral column is present, then we call them as vertebrata. Craniata mean when the skull is present or cranium is present, in which the brain is kept protected. That bony structure is called as the cranium. So if the cranium or the skull is present, that is called craniata. Now what is their first characteristic, children? In these animals, notochord is replaced by what? Vertebral column. So in these animals, notochord is replaced by vertebral column. Okay, vertebral column you all know, that is the backbone. Second point, In these animal, head is well developed. Third point, the brain, already I told this third point, that the brain is protected in the cranium or the skull. Fourth point, the endoskeleton is either cartilaginous or bony. Now, what is the meaning of cartilaginous? Cartilage is a type of connective tissue. That means it is a very soft structure, bony structure that is made up of connective tissue. Sometimes endoskeleton is made up of bony structure. The endo mean present inside. Endoskeleton mean present inside. What skeleton is present inside? Now fifth point. Some chordates are jawless, that is why they are called as agnatha, and some are with jaws. They are called as the gnathostomata, like human, crocodile, etc. So this is all about we have studied subphylum Vertebrata or Craniata. Further, I told you all this subphylum Vertebrata is divided into 6 classes. What are those classes? As class Cyclostomata, Pisces, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves, Mammalia, etc. Let us see now, children. We will start with the subphylum Vertebrata is divided into 6 classes. So what is the first class, children? First class is class Cyclostomata. What is the meaning of cyclo, children? Cyclo mean round. Stomata mean when they are having the round mouth, we call them as cyclostomata. What is their first characteristic? First characteristic is that these animals have jawless mouth. That means jaws are absent. They are in place of that they are provided with the sucker. Sucker means they just suck the blood if they stuck to the body of the host. Second, the skin is soft and without any scale. What are the scale? Scales are the horny structure, bony or bony plates which are present on the body skin. Like in the snake, everybody mostly have seen that snakes, they are having the scales. Now, third point is that paired appendages are absent. Appendages mean the pectoral fins or the fins. These are absent. Now, endoskeleton is cartilaginous. Again, what is the meaning of cartilage, children? Cartilage mean it is firm, flexible, connective tissue. So, mostly present in the respiratory tract or in the external ear. You might, if you touch your ear, you can feel very soft bony structure is there, that is made from connective tissue. In the nose part, a little bit hardness you feel due to the cartilage present in the nose part. So this endoskeleton is cartilaginous, that means it is made up of cartilage. Fifth point, most of the animals are ectoparasite. Ectoparasite means they are a parasite from the outside. Like leech is there. Leech is just sucking the blood from outside. Now, example are Petromyzon and Myxine. The next class is class Pisces. Let us see, children, now. We will see the diagram for this class Cyclostomata, children. Here are the diagram, children. You can see they are having eyes, sucker. With the help of sucker, they suck the blood or they suck the nutrient. These are the gill slits present. It is their body. So this is all about the class Cyclostomata. This structure is of the organism Petromyzon. Now, let us come to the next topic. This is class Pisces. This is class Pisces. Now, these first point is these are cold blooded. What is the meaning of cold blooded, children? That they cannot control their body temperature, so they become sluggish or inactive. That is why they are called as cold blooded. Or one common term is there, one specific term is there. They are called as poikilothermos. Poikilothermos. What is the meaning of poikilothermos? An organism that cannot regulate its body temperature. So, this way we can see that from the class Pisces, these organisms are poikilotherms or cold-blooded. Now, they are aquatic animal. Aquatic means living in the water. Sometimes they are present in the marine, that means sea water, and sometimes they are living in the fresh water. What is the second point? Their body is spindle shaped. Why? So that they can minimize the water resistance and easily they can swim. Now, this is the second point. So this mainly this point you have to keep in your mind, children. This is very important point, that they are having the property of poikilotherms. These organisms are poikilotherms, so this can be asked you. This is very important point you have to keep in mind. Now, this is the second point, children, that their body is spindle shaped. What is the third point? They have paired and unpaired fins. Sometimes the sometimes the fins are in pair, sometimes they are single only. Tail fin is used as a steering organ. Steering means when they are sailing the boat, that time they use the steer. Same way here, this caudal fin or the tail fin is used as the steering organ. So this is also important point you have to learn. Now, the next is exoskeleton is in the form of scales. So, exo mean outside, skeleton mean their body framework. So, it is sometime cartilaginous, sometime bony. Cartilaginous already I told you. It is a type of connective tissue. Now, what is the fifth point? Respiration occurs with the gills only. What are example? Rohu, pomfret, seahorse, shark, electric ray, stingray, etc. Let us come to the next topic, that is class Amphibia. This is class Amphibia. These are called as amphibian because they can survive in the water as well as on the land. So what is the first point, children, here? These animals are strictly aquatic in the larval stage. So during their larva stage they are aquatic, but because their respiration is such type, now whereas they can live in water as well as on the land during the adult life, so they can perform both the respiration, aquatic as well as aerial. Aerial they are performing with the help of the lungs, while the aquatic they are performing with the help of the skin. They have two pairs of the appendages. Already I told that connective tissue. Digits are without claws. So they have two pair of the appendages. Digits are without claws. Now, what are the claws? What is the meaning of claws? Claws mean curved, pointed, horny nails which are present in the foot edges. Now, next point is external ear is absent but tympanum is present. That means from outside, like in human being, we can see the external ear is present, but in case of the amphibian, the ear we cannot see from outside, but inside the eardrum is present. The next point is neck is absent, eyes are prominent. Prominent means they are projected or they are protuberant with the eyelids. What are example? Frog, toad, salamander. These all are the example. Now, let us show you the example of this. This is the frog. You can see here. Frog is the example of this amphibian. Now, how the structure of the frog is there, children? See here. This is tympanum is present. This is trunk part, soft skin is there, forearm are there. Forearm mean which are present in the front. Then here we can see legs are there. In case of the toad, this is all about the class Amphibia. In case of the toad, the rough skin is there. Rest all structure are more or less same. So this is all about class Amphibia.